Okay, this is the third video in as many days of my Phantom NZXT 410. I don't know if I mentioned it in my last video, which was the 530. This one I just used for surfing, listening to music, watching videos, films, Netflix, YouTube. This one is tucked away in my under my desk, so I wasn't worried about the window. My other case, the window is right down here, so that's why I put the lights in. This one I'm not too fussed about because I'm not going to see it, you know, so I wasn't really worried about spending the extra on a window, you know, a really big case. This is a mid-tower case. This video is an after installation video, just to show you that how nice it looks. And it does. It looks. I'm really pleased with it. I can't recommend these NZXTs enough. They are really nice, well finished. This is the white with the blue accent down the front and across the top. Nice little door. Just my optical drive in there. Very nice. I'll just take the back off while I'm filming, just to show you how easy it is. That's the back off, and that's the inside. All nice and clean. Loads of room for building, tied in. Got all the grommets at the back. I've got 4 hard drives. The bottom one used to be my operating system and just my general drive that I used to have in my case before this one. I just used to have that drive, and I've only just discovered SSDs. They're so much quicker. I recommend anyone thinking about getting an SSD to get one for the operating system, because they are so fast. And I've learnt, I've read YouTube videos on how to, because you have to fiddle with them a little bit to get them to work properly. I don't mean because they won't work, I mean to optimise them, set them to not defrag, because apparently you can kill an SSD if you defrag it. And there's things that you can do to them that will lengthen their life, and there's plenty of videos on how to do that. And if you do that right, it should last you years. And then the drive down is just a general games drive. I run a lot of emulators. MAME, it's called, Multi-Arcade Machine Emulator. I'm into my shooters, vertical shooters, the old style, R-Type, Battle Squadron, them kinds of games, you know, up the screen, side screen scrolling shoot 'em ups. And on MAME, there's an absolute, I'm going to shut this because I think there's a bit of a glare. I'm sorry about that. There's an absolute rake of them, and also Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Mega Drive emulator, and they emulate perfectly with the right software. And that one is my iTunes, and again that's just the general storage for downloads and stuff. I just use that just for overflow, so I keep everything separate from that one. That's just to operate the Windows, and it flies start to finish. It's, you know, switching off, switching on. I'm so impressed with it. That's a 250 gig model. I mean, I could virtually keep that one just on its own, but I thought no, I'll use that just for the operating system and divert everything else to the bottom one. So I'm really pleased with that. Anyone, like I say, thinking about an SSD, don't think, just get, because they are fantastic. It's a GIGABYTE AMD board. I'm not sure what the make is now. A couple of years old now, I've had it. Fantastic board. I've had no problems with it. I like to keep all my PC stuff quite clean, so I'm regularly, every month or so, I go in and blow it out and clean it. I know what I'm doing. I don't worry about static and all this kind of thing. So everything's always nice. They're not new parts. This is all second hand in here from my old PC. Everything's at least 2 years old now, so I'm not replacing nothing until I need to. The power supply is a POWERCOOL. It's a overclockers.co.uk branded power supply. and you'll hear people saying, oh, steer clear of them because they're rubbish, they burn out. I don't use my PC for gaming, for this one, sorry. So there's no, you know, I'm not drawing massive power. I mean, it's slightly overkill, it's 750. That's a 5 series RADEON 5870, if you can see. And it's drawing that probably 200, 250 watts just for that. So it's well within its capabilities to run this, and I think they're about between 50 and 60 pound, but it's even modular as well, which is what I like about it. I'm going to actually respray this white to match the, I know you don't see it when the lid's on, but it's just personal preference. I'm going to respray this in a nice white shiny, try and get it to match the chassis. But I've stripped it down. It was absolutely covered in dust. I mean, that really, you know, if anyone's got a power supply less than a year old, you know, obviously don't, because it comes with a warranty sticker, which I had to break. Cleaned all that off, and there's a big sticker here, but I've cleaned that off. If your power supply is as old as this, then there's no problem. Just undo these screws and it lifts out. Just pull the little 2-pin fan header off and everything comes out, and then it was absolutely covered in dust, but it's clean as a whistle now, so it's good again for a few, because I reckon dust is a killer as well. But yeah, that's the power supply, and I've had no problems with it. I'm not saying don't get one or get one, I'm just saying, you know, trust you know, in your heart. I thought, I'm not really a big fan of buying cheap, but at the time I was a little bit strapped for cash, but I still wanted to, I could have gone even worse than this, I suppose, but I am a believer in a decent power supply to run your system. But like I say, because this is only for you know, mainly for surfing the internet, it's more than enough, and it's not a problem. They are decent power supplies, and they're quite quiet as well. So yeah, 8 gigs of RAM, 1600. Arctic cooler freezer, I think it's called. I think it's a 4300. It's the start of the FX range CPUs, and I think I've got that at 410, I think, something like that, gigahertz. It comes with a stock 120, 140, and there's one in the bottom of 120, but I've fitted one in the top as well. There's a space for another one. It's not the same colour, it's black, but as you see here, you don't really see it. That's the view from the front, but that's the white there. You can see, I can see it, whether you can, I don't know. And the one above it is the black one, and I thought I'll utilise the space. I've got a fan, so I might as well put it in, but I will replace it with a proper NZXT if I can get them, I don't know. So yeah, that's the front. Plenty of room, that's what I like about it, and there's a space there for another 140. There's absolutely no excuse for anyone to just chuck wires in and willy-nilly and not worry, you know, think that's fine, that'll do. Increases airflow. Now that I've got a fan here, you can see it through there, it's going to blow air across these two top hard drives, because the fan down at the bottom is only going to blow from there where my fingers are, really, so that it's nice to have another fan there, you know, an option to put one to pull more air through. So that's nice. I'm just going to show you the back now. Yeah, that's the back of the case. Now, because I fitted the power supply with the fan facing up, I always have my power supplies facing up, because I'm not really a big fan of to me, there's not a lot of room for air to be pulled through the, you know, the bottom of the case, through the case on a PSU fan, especially if you're going to put it on a carpet or something. There's no room there whatsoever. There might be a bit of a gap here, but no, I'm not a big fan of that. So I always have mine so that the fan's on top, blowing air, and there's plenty of fans inside the case to get rid of that. That is the second fan that I've fitted. It gives you 4 extra dongles to fit 3-pin fans, so that's quite good. So you can just hook them straight in. But I will try and get, like I say, I will try and get a proper NZXT white fan for that, and then replace the top one. But there's the back. Unfortunately, I had to lengthen the PS, the power for the motherboard, the 8-pin, because it just wouldn't. I know this has got a bend in it now, but when I tried to come back a bit, when I tried to get it up, it just fitted through that hole. So you've still got another inch and a half to get it round and into your plug. So that's why that's there. So it's not a problem. And everything's nicely pinned down. Everything's nicely installed. These 3 drives really are overkill. I don't really need them, but like I said, to relieve strain on the SSD, gameage, iTuneage, and just general schnizzle drive there. So yeah, and the back to put the lid on, it's very nice. I mean, look how you think that's all nice, thick, and oh my word, you don't even have to lie the case on its back to put pressure on to get that lid on. Look, that lid will just fit on there without any problems. 2 USB 2 ports and 2 USB 3 ports, and that's the fan controller here. I have mine set on number 2 all the time because you don't hear it. And also, like on these NZXTs, it's a nice little white strip there, and it's quite nice. White flashing hard drive and the power. It's quite stealthy there. So yeah, that's basically it really. Nothing else to say apart from if you're thinking about buying this is a mid-tower 410 from NZXT. Absolutely no-brainer in my opinion. You know, look at the room for stuffing your wires in. I did a video the other day about a sleeve, the white sleeve, the blue LED sleeve kit. Because this top fan here is white, I know, like I said, I don't see the case. I still might put a 2 metre or 1 metre white LED sleeve kit in here, so that it's lit up as well. Bit of a sucker for that, I've got to say. But yeah, it's all nice and tidy. It's safe, plenty of room to. I am going to put a water cooler in there as well for the CPU, so again, that isn't going to be a problem to take this off and keep the motherboard where it is. It's brilliant, I just love it, and all the little cutouts as well. Plus you get all these little tie-offs, which I've used a few here. There's quite a few around, all the way up there. Brilliant. So I'm really chuffed with it. So anyone, like I say, anyone wanting one of these, don't hesitate, because they are fantastic. And I'll just show you while I've got the video running. Excuse my shaky hand and fingers. Last time I did this, I switched the video off and I ballsed it up, and I'm not going to do that again. I'm not a professional video. I don't do YouTube videos, so as you can tell, they're not the best. But look, I've got it. I'm holding it. It's still away, but look, slide that on. And it's in. There you go, pull it away and it drops down. Slide it back on and it's in. And it doesn't bow. There you go. So there you go. Probably get a bit of light from the window. But that's it. Shut that blind a minute. I'm going to attempt to put the front side panel on quick while I can't be bothered to spin the case round again. It's because of the glare of the window, so just bear with that. I'm near the end of the video anyway. But again, just to show you how easy it is, I'm using one hand while I hold. Yeah. That's it. That's the case. So I hope you like the video. Any comments, good or bad, welcome. Alright, cheers, thanks a lot.